Ragged robin grows wild and is a native throughout Europe, into the British Isles, into Asia and right up to Siberia. It's also introduced into North America. It is not seen everywhere, but where you get it, it's quite abundant. Here we started off with just one or two of them, and they've just spread and spread and spread, and they just grow in anywhere sunny that's a bit damp, like grassland, or even as a marginal plant in ponds. They are related to the campions in the same family, silene, and their Latin name is silene flos-cuculi. They prefer a clay soil, and where you get them, they spread like crazy if there's a clay soil. Here we only put one or two in, and they've spread and spread and spread. They've sort of like growing anywhere a bit damp. Also, they'll grow as a marginal plant in ponds. You can see here they're growing quite happily with this water iris, and when this pond is full, it's about so deep. So these ragged robins here are growing in about 8-10 inches of water, but they don't seem to go any deeper than that. And you sometimes get them in garden centres where you've got a water garden section, and they sell them for an extortionate rate, but really just collecting some seeds and putting them somewhere in a suitable environment, they should just grow and spread, because they are kind of very weed-like when they get going. But they are a really, really glamorous plant, one of our most glamorous native plants. You can see here how they've grown all around the edges of this little island here, and they sort of grow in quite happily with things mostly. They don't really smother stuff, but they do get everywhere if they like the conditions. They are most prolific on the south-facing side of the island, and one thing about this plant is they really do like direct sunlight, and as you get closer to any trees or anything, they sort of disappear. They'll only grow on the sunny side of a hedge, but really they prefer sort of open sunny grassland or like a sunny part of a pond. Very instantly recognisable by these very sort of tattered, divided petals, which give them their name Ragged Robin, because they look really, really raggedy, but yet they're such a brilliant, dramatic colour. They do have some medicinal uses, but they also contain toxins, so they're probably not best advised. But in the past they've been used for migraines and digestive problems and a few other things. But what you can use them for is as a soap substitute, because they're related to the soapwort, the saporina. And if you put the roots in boiling water, it makes it like a lava, like a soapy substance, and you can use it as a substitute for soap. But I don't really fancy digging any of them up. They all look so nice. But I will try that one day. When you get loads and loads of them growing somewhere, they just look incredible, and they just go on and on for as long as their environment continues. Once you get under the cover of trees, this is the woods right next to that grassy bit. And there's not a single one here. They just do not like growing in shade. However, they do like growing in bogs, like here. They quite like growing in this really squishy mud. And here in this wetland area, they just come up in the grasses quite happily. These ones are in about sort of 6 to 8 inches of water, and they are sort of colonising this area quite quickly. There's quite a bit of it colonising this edge of the pond here, but I don't want to go in and look at that, because in the reeds here there's these little duck and her little family of ducklings, which I don't want to disturb. Ragged robin is a very tough and hardy herbaceous perennial. They spread into these little clumps, which every year in the summer send up these big flowering stems, and each year these little clumps increase in size. So the ragged robin is very easy to identify, particularly with these raggedy flowers, but the leaves are very different to campions as well. They're sort of long and sort of thin, and the campion's leaves are more sort of a rounded shape. And also the leaves on ragged robin are smooth. So yeah, very easy to identify, particularly when they're flowering. And they just grow really, really well if they like it where they are. So I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please just ask. And if If you press the little me, which is somewhere down there, you can see all my other videos, and I shall see you next time.